Worcester branch of the Wayne County Public Library, and today I am here to review The Once and Future Witches by Alix Harrow. So this novel is set in 1893 in a fictional town called New Salem. It's been 110 years since the original Salem, the one we all know, was razed to the ground in an effort to purge the state of all witches and witchcraft. The main characters live in a world where magic and power were female once. Bewitching is now just fairy tales, nursery rhymes, and small charms passed from mother to daughter in hushed whispers, all the better to stay beneath notice. In this place, women are less than they were, and they have been made small by the power of men and expected to stay that way. So the book follows the three Eastwood sisters. The youngest is Juniper. She is the most willing to get in a fight, and everyone just calls her Juniper. They drop that first part of her name, which came from her father, who was abusive, and so she is happy to ditch the James part. Next, we have Agnes Amaranth. She is the middle sister. She is the most pragmatic. She works at a mill. She doesn't make friends easily, but she is pregnant and might need her sisters soon, even if she doesn't realize it. And then our eldest sister is Beatrice Belladonna. She is a librarian, and she loves research. She loves organizing things, and she might be the one to figure out that fairy tales are more than just stories. There might be a little bit of magic in them. So ultimately, they end up representing the three female archetypes, the mother, maiden, and crone, which is something that you see a lot in the older stories. And so it's a really interesting twist on that idea. So the Eastwood sisters were once close. They've splintered apart and been estranged for the last 7 years. But as the novel starts, for some unknown reason, they are all drawn together to St. George's Square, which is right in the center of New Salem. And it's the spring equinox, which is one of the witchiest days of the year. And all of a sudden, a magical tower that seems to be like from another dimension just flashes in this square and then flickers away. And so not only do they find each other, but they all kind of decide that they need to investigate, well, what was this tower and what's going on? And is there a really powerful witch out there that was able to call this tower? So once they're reunited, Juniper wants everybody to join the suffrage movement. So that plays a big part in the book. Agnes and Beatrice kind of begrudgingly join their sister. And it's kind of funny. Juniper's a real firecracker, and some of her activities get her booted from the already established suffragist organization. So they decide to start their own movement, and they call it the Sisters of Avalon. Now, the Sisters of Avalon don't just want women to be offered the right to vote. They certainly want that. But they also, and this is what makes them different, they also want to bring back witching, which they call the lost ways. Now, witching isn't gone. In fact, their grandmother, who is called Mama Mags, on the very first page of the book says that magic can't be killed because, quote, it beats like a great red heartbeat on the other side of everything. So the few who remember magic know you need three things: the words, the will, like the desire, and the ways, which are like essentially the ingredients. And the Eastwood sisters and their new friends within the Sisters of Avalon want to bring back and find the lost Tower of Avalon. And according to some of the research that Beatrice has found, in these old fairy tales and legends, that tower, it may allow witching to finally return fully, not just these little spells, but like big time spells to women. And so that's kind of their goal, is to find this tower. Now, along the way, they're helped considerably by quite a few characters, but the one I want to mention is Miss Cleopatra Quinn. She is a Black woman who helps Beatrice with the research end of things, and who for the novel definitely represents how Black women are more vulnerable to prejudice and hatred. But she is a totally strong, kick-butt lady, and Cleopatra Quinn saves the day more than once. Their main opponent in all of this is Gideon Hill. He's described as a watery-eyed man who is running for mayor. He is anti-suffragette, so before any of this really starts with the witches, he already doesn't like the sisters because they were in the suffragette movement. And he's vehemently anti-witchcraft. But at the same time, Gideon Hill's shadows are really weird, and they don't always stay attached to his body, and maybe there's something more going on than meets the eye. So, will the Sisters of Avalon call back the lost ways of witching? What exactly is going on with Gideon Hill's weird shadows? And, or how is this going to end? Are they all going to be burned at the stake? Because they're definitely a little worried. I just thought that this was a lovely book about women who are angry and feeling desperate or trapped or fearful for both themselves and their daughters, and it just tackles head on that devaluing of women's knowledge. I really enjoyed the world building and Alix Harrow's lyrical and descriptive writing. And if you are looking for a nice, kick-butt feminist book about the strength of women and sisters when they work together, you will definitely enjoy The Once and Future Witches by Alix E. Harrow. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe.